Three Reds are in things. Kobbie, Mainoo, Bruno Fernandes, and the shortstopper Andre Onana could make it a triple salvo for Manchester United. Welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb. Here is all Manchester United news wrap up. Now, we do know that we've got a game coming up on Monday, and I mean, the talk of Man United has not been exciting, at least in the past couple of days, but there are some positives to reflect on. Subscribe to the United Hotspot, like this video, share it on as we do grow in this channel. Now, Kobbie, Mainoo, and Andre Onana have joined teammate Bruno Fernandes, the skipper, after being nominated for Premier League duels for the month of April. Now, Kobbie Mainoo has been nominated for Goal of the Month of April. If you do recall, he scored a beauty on the 7th of April, where when we took on Liverpool, it was, I think we were 1-0 at the time. Then he gave us a lead, only for it to be, of course, cancelled later on. But what a beautiful goal that he scored. I think I would run out of superlatives to describe the beauty in that goal, and it's no surprise that it has been nominated for Goal of the Month of April. If he wins it, he would be the 5th United player to win this award this season. Isn't that amazing? Well, then he has won it before, by the way. It will be the 5th for United because he has won it before. The other award that our players are competing for is the save of the month. That is from our shortstopper, Andre Onana. If you do recall, against Burnley, as he puts to stop what was an obvious goal, he would have killed it for United badly. But with his one left hand, he was able to dive and just clear it. What a save that was. I'm certain it could win. So am I with the Kobbie goal. I believe it was too, it was a beauty. It was a beauty of a goal to score, honestly, because you don't get so many players score such beauty of goals in the Premier League or anywhere in the world. So I believe, I mean, if you think about it critically, tactically, technically, and everything, the art he put in, I think, man, the way he turned on that sixpence and asked it, it was quite unstoppable. I think it was a beauty of a goal. Reminds you of the Federico Macheda goal that he scored, his debut goal so many years ago, nearly 14 or 15 years ago. Those are the two. Then the third one is the captain, Bruno Fernandes, who many of us are calling out for him, not being good enough. There are people who feel he should be sold. I'm not one of those, really, unless it's about making money. But I think in terms of importance, he's one of the senior players we can keep. But Bruno is nominated for Player of the Month. Yes, he has scored 6 goals in 5 games in the month of April for Manchester United. I don't see anyone who beats that. So honestly, I think at least 2 of those awards will come to United, if not all. It's possible that we can win all, but I think 2 of those will come to United. I think what those awards do is bring a level of confidence in the team that, I mean, for especially with Man United where we are now, it's easy to think that it's all negative for Man United. It's so easy to think that it's all negative. So if we are getting our players nominated for big individual awards, it shows you that perhaps there are positives to build on in that team. Erik ten Hag spoke in his pre-match press conference saying we've got a good base to build on this team when we get to the summer, which I think is largely so. I don't think this United team needs a lot of work to do in terms of personnel. Yes, clearing, of course, those who are bad, yes, but in terms of those who stay, I think those who stay, if you talk about Andre Onana, Lisandro Martinez, Diogo Dalot, talk about Kobbie Mainoo, most likely Bruno, Rasmus Højlund, and Alejandro Garnacho, I think these are players who form a good foundation, a solid foundation for a team that can easily turn around and be competitive again. So I think such individual performances also, I think, make it look like so. So it's a beautiful, I think, update to come from Manchester United, considering that most of it that has been coming out of this club has been so negative. It has been extremely negative, and to be honest, it has been worrying, as worrying as it has been coming. So that's where we are. But as we go into the Crystal Palace game, there is some cost changes that we expect to happen. Most of them forced because, again, there is a doubt on Bruno Fernandes. But Johnny Evans is back training and he looks okay. So it's possible that Evans will be back in that central defense to partner with Harry Maguire in that central defense. And maybe this could change a thing for United. But also, it is expected that so several other players are going to join the team in training this week, before the end of this week. They are off tomorrow. I think Erik ten Hag said they are off on Friday, then they'll return to training on Saturday and Sunday, which I think is good rest for them going forward as they try to get better. Now, the issue with Manchester United now, the issue is solving a puzzle that seems difficult. That is with Jason Wilcox, who, according to Erik ten Hag, since he arrived, they have been meeting on a daily. On a daily, they meet and talk. Don't ask me what they talk about. Well, it's mostly, obviously, about talking about how to strengthen the team, how to galvanize the team. Now, Erik ten Hag says they have been meeting consistently with Jason Wilcox to try and plan for this team and try to align their plans for the summer transfer window, which is a good thing to hear. And you look at the players Man United has been linked with. Of course, there are so many, but we know the potential signings that United will focus on. The likes of Jean-Claire Todibo, the likes of Onana, who was spoken about, the likes of Joao Neves. These are the players that I think, in terms of the so many United has been linked with at top. Michael Olise, depending on how much money is there. Erik ten Hag seems to admit that there is no money to spend. I think he agrees that there is no money to spend, but he banks on the fact that United is a big club and so many players would be interested in joining it on a cheap. That is Erik ten Hag from what he seemed to suggest in the press conference. And I'll drop another video perhaps later to try and dissect what that means, the implication of that statement, because you might overlook it. But Erik ten Hag saying that this club is big and so many players would be excited with the opportunity to be approached by Manchester United. They would want to play for Manchester United. It's a statement that shows you admission, a manager who is admitting that there is no money to spend, so he's banking on hope, on the fact that there is a new sheriff in town, INEOS, a new breath of hope that can attract players, because the club in terms of brand is already there and so many players would want to join the brand. But before, it had almost looked rotten, that good players would shun away from it. A player like Kim Min-jae would choose Bayern Munich over United. But he says he feels now they are beginning to look attractive again. Because remember, one of the problems United has had, because of the way we suffered post Sir Alex Ferguson, is the lack of allure for top players. I think, yes, a few came, but the allure, lost. That's why United ended up having to pay players so much money to convince them to choose them. Now, these are things that are changing, that now the attraction of playing and the pride and, the respect, the honor of playing for Manchester United is what is supposed to be attracting players to the team. And Erik ten Hag feels that is what they will be banking on going into the summer. Now, in my view, that's worrying a bit, that again, there are so many teams that can match the wages United can pay. There are so many teams that play perhaps even better football. So if the teams also come bidding for players, and you don't have the money to buy them, but you're banking on the brand, it's a bit a defeatist, way of looking at things. It doesn't feel encouraging unless United goes back to competing like Man City, at the level of Man City. That's when, or Real Madrid, that's when you can think now the allure will be back. But the fact that because it's United, we are thinking in this day and age these kids will be excited to come and join Manchester United, I think that's a bit naive. But that is what Erik ten Hag seemed to suggest. So that's the situation with Manchester United. It's an interesting one, but, well, there is the bad, there is the ugly, but also some good in there. And the good is we are expecting an award very soon for the month of April. With all the poor performances, but I think with all the so many goals we scored, it was always inevitable that someone would be nominated and maybe even win a major award like that. So that's where we are. A quick wrap up, of course, of what has been happening out of Carrington today, or out of Manchester United. So you can as well go and vote for these players, by the way. If you go to the United website, the link is there where you can click and be able to vote for who the best, vote your own. And let's see how far this can go with these United players, who some can now call bunch of nobodies, at least as we go into the summer transfer window. My name is Webb. This is the United Hotspot. Subscribe, like, and share the video, and I'll catch you later, fam.